Code with Kaleem. In this video, I'm going to cover up that how we can use the Material UI in Angular. So in this video, we will first cover that how to install the Material UI, then we will see the changes after install the Material UI, and then we will see the Material UI by use example of few of example from that. So at the end, I will also cover up the interview questions. So let's jump into this. So first of all, guys, that if we have to install the Material UI, then we will go to the Google and we'll search for Material UI, right? So this is a Material UI component. For that one, you can just click on the get started and then just use this command ng add @angular material, right? From here you can just paste that command and write it, then you will just install this and it's started installing, right? So just go with the default option for now, because as a beginner you have to make sure that things should be smooth. So but if you are advanced, if you're doing some at advanced level, then you can do the changes as per your requirements. So now let's first let this install, and we will explore some component from the Material UI. So here you can see that some of the buttons that you can see it here, that the buttons are also mentioned. These buttons are looks good, so we can use it directly. I will explain you that how we can use it directly. This is the same thing that we used in for the Bootstrap as well. So I will explain you that how we can use it here as well. For this is the same thing, that the button toggle. So you can see that, and the card, it looks very good. If we if we started to apply the same thing for our professional website, then it will look great. So this is a checkbox option. You can see it here, the checkbox option you can use, so you don't need to worry about to write the entire code. And remember, you don't try to write code by yourself for this type of thing, because I will highly recommend you that you should use the Material UI or the Bootstrap for this one in order to expedite the development time. So now let's move back to see that where we are. So it's okay, it's asking we will go with this default option, then we will enable this one and then enable the include and enable animations. So now we'll see that what type of changes comes up here. You can see it here, the one change is in angular.json. This is the file that it's added under the style Angular Material pre-built themes indigo ping.css that we just selected here. If you notice this one, right, this file, and package.log.json, you don't need to worry about this one. It will be created by using this package.json. So we'll see that what changes are come up here. So this is the Angular CDK that was added, and the Angular Material. This is the stuff that basically has been added into our Angular. And index.html, this one is also added here. And the second and the style.css, it's added some fonts, right? You can see it here. So what else? In app component.html, this is that change I did on my side. This is not done by the Material UI. So the other thing, app.config.ts, in this file you can see it here that said the provide animation async. So this is changed done by this package as well. So now let's jump into the real example that how we can use it. So for the real example, let's jump into this and try to run something like for instance, let me try something with a button. So for the button part, so now here for the button, let's just copy this div section from here and let's try to run this here and see whether it's work or not. So let me try to run this and see that whether it's working or not. So here we are trying to use the button, but let's see whether it will work or not. Let's see. Okay, although it's coming up, but it's not look good. So for that one, what we can do, let's go back to this and see the example. You can see that, but remember the spaces, it will not come up with this package. You have to manage that by yourself. You can whatever your requirements, you can do it, but this package will basically help you. But now let me first see that the button is not here. In fact, so for that one, from here you can see that we can just import this mat icon module and this type of things. Remember, we are using the standalone, so for that one we can just import it here directly. So what are the files? That these are the files, these are the packages. Remember, you should only import those packages that you required in this in your application, and don't try to import extra files. Because material UI is a rich, so for that one is basically try to generate number of files on the backend. So let's see that how it looks now. You can see that these spaces and link are coming. Some spaces is also available, but by using the divider that I have added. So now let's try with some other example. Button toggle, that whether it's work or not. For that one, how we can use this? We can use it button toggle, and for that one just come up here and see. But now it's coming up that there is some issue. How we can resolve it? You can see it here that by using the import mat button toggle module, you can just import that one in .ts file and you can use it here. And then see that whether your changes are working or not. You can see it here. It's loading. It's not coming up. Sometime it's because all the files are not saved, that's why it's not reflecting the changes. So now let's see it again. You can see that the toggle is coming up here, it's working. So now we can try with some other examples as well. Like for example, let's try with the checkbox. From here in the checkbox, you can just use it checkbox by just copy this one, check me disabled mat checkbox. Let's try this, and for the checkbox you can just paste it here. Now it's saying that something is wrong. Yes, as you know that what is wrong. So for the wrong part we can just import this here. You can see that the form modules we will also require that way. So for that we can just import it here, and from here you can just add this mat checkbox module here as well. Okay, so now let's see what are the errors. So error is gone. We can see all the files are saved or not. Okay, saved. So now check you can see that it's coming up, right? So check me is also working. So I will suggest you that you guys should play with this material UI with the different components. You can also try the progress bar as well. Let's try it here as well. Let's do this example. So for the progress bar, you can just paste it here. For the progress bar, so now it's again saying that the progress bar is not working. For that one, you can just import this progress bar. Remember, we are working with the standalone, so you can just import it directly, right? And just make sure it should be imported here, and then just save all the changes and then see whether it's working or not. You can see your changes that it's the progress bar is also come up here, right? So I hope that you guys able to understand this material UI. Now the one it could be one question in the interview that whether we should go with the bootstrap or material UI. Some prospect employer could ask you this question. So for that one, I will suggest you that for the responsive website, if you don't want the rich stuff, then you should go with the bootstrap, because bootstrap is lightweighted and the material UI is a heavy, so is a rich, so it's basically is, you can see it here, that how many things that is trying to import. So for that one, you can see it here by inspect these things, that number of div files and number of stuff that is generated. So in this case it will be of course slow down the website, and but it depends on the requirement. So in short, if you just need a responsive website, simple responsive website, then you should go with the bootstrap. Otherwise, I will recommend you that you should go with the material UI, as you will have the number of things to you will have number of variety in this material UI, and it looks very good. So I hope that you guys able to understand something today with this video as well. Thank you guys for watching this video.